Today I've got the scoop for you on Princess Cruises Europe 2027, which is coming right up. We're also going to talk about, if you can believe it or not, bottles of water being delivered to your cabin on board a cruise ship, and finally Mount Etna. Big news there today. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday, it is June 2nd of 2025, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so very much. We talk about cruising 6 days a week around here. We talk about lots of different cruise lines. We talk about Princess the most, but I've got lots to tell you about all sorts of things, so you're not going to want to miss out. Let's start off talking about Europe 2027. So starting tomorrow, June 3rd, is when Princess is going to start what they now call Loyalty Week in releasing their cruises. If you have sailed with Princess before, you can book the cruises for Europe 2027 starting on June 3rd through June 10th. Once June 10th comes, it is open to everybody else. That's how they're doing it now. And so I've got some of the things that really spoke to me as I looked at the itineraries for Europe 2027. And that includes not just, you think of the Mediterranean right there, Europe. It includes Norway. It includes Iceland. Of course, East and Western Mediterranean. It also includes what they're calling their Grand Passages, their Transatlantics, which really exciting things going on there as well. So first of all, let me tell you what stands out. So leading up to this release, I was saying that we were going to do the Land of the Midnight Sun, that glorious cruise that they do right during the summer solstice to Norway in 2027. We are not. It is going to be moved to 2028, and I hope the dates work better than they should. I'm not anticipating anything in 2028, but that ship sails on June 12th of 2027, and that's right when we have kindergarten graduation for our little granddaughter. We're going for her big sister next week. And so I can't do that cruise then. So what I am looking at doing is probably, I'm going to firm it up with Gordon, but I wanted to get your feedback on it, doing more of a Baltic cruise. Back in 2016, Gordon and I did a Baltic cruise that we actually got to have the lovely experience of being in St. Petersburg, Russia overnight, and saw so many destinations in that region. We absolutely loved that cruise, and if we could still go to St. Petersburg, I would go there again. But they have a really great one that goes to, I have not been to Latvia or Lithuania yet. So it goes to Riga, Latvia, and Klaipėda, Lithuania, and it also goes to Gdansk, Poland. Haven't been there either. It hits a lot of the other places that we have been before, but they are beautiful places and definitely worth visiting again. So I will get back to you on that. Let me know if you're interested in anything like that. But I am really excited at the prospect of doing something like that. And I also want to hear if people want to do, tell me anything else you're thinking for a group cruise. It's delightful to go as a group. I am thoroughly enjoying that part of my life and the whole thing that I get to do with you all. So let me know what you're thinking. So let me tell you, first of all, some things about what Princess is doing in Europe of 2027. I am really excited about it, actually. I feel like things are ramping up. I feel like things did ramp up and get cover the region even better in 2026 than it did in 2025. And for a long time, I feel like a lot of the itineraries that Princess had in the Mediterranean, Eastern, Western, different parts of Europe were very, very similar from year to year. And then in 2026, we saw a bit of a shakeup. So I wouldn't consider the entire 2027 impact because we got that president from Holland America moved over to Princess. They do have excellent itineraries there on Holland America, and Princess is definitely in the game with what they're doing for 27. So I looked through these itineraries, and let me tell you what really stands out to me a lot. So first up, we are seeing a whole lot more, and I think you all will agree that we've been moving this direction, a lot more of Bar Montenegro rather than Kotor Montenegro. But if you are reassigned to go to Bar Montenegro and you originally had Kotor on your itinerary, you know what, all is not lost. You can still, I have looked at a lot of the excursions that they offer from Bar, and you can go to a lot of the places that they offered as excursions from KOTOR to a lot of the small towns, and I have done those in the past. It's definitely worth going and seeing those little walled cities, placed on the coast. It's absolutely beautiful. But you can also just go to KOTOR from Budva, and from Bar, and I would definitely do that because it is definitely worth seeing KOTOR. It is also a walled city there, but you get to go out to Our Lady of the Rocks Church, and as you do that, you get to experience some of what you miss in not being able to sail into KOTOR. You get to see the beautiful scenery as you sail out there and enjoy that. So just wanted to tell you that. Next up, there are more Istanbul overnights, and I think that is really exciting because when you think of what is in Istanbul, Turkey, there is so much to see there that it's hard to see it all in one day. All right, it is when we went to the Mediterranean on Celebrity in October, we had an overnight in Istanbul, and it was absolutely wonderful. We thoroughly enjoyed that. We've been to Istanbul another time, so just know that an overnight in Istanbul is a wonderful thing. And even if you're doing it at the beginning or the end, I noticed it's often at the beginning or the end of a cruise, but you can even, fly into Istanbul, get there a day early, do a private tour. Lots of people have done private tours there. They go really well. Then you just go ahead, go to the ship, drop your stuff off, go sightseeing all day, stay there overnight, go sightseeing until the ship leaves the next day. Wonderful opportunity to see so much there. There's so much to see in Istanbul. So I think that's a huge step forward. We see Trieste again. There is Trieste in 2026. Limited number of sailings out of Trieste. Trieste is right up by Venice, so if you want to go to Venice, that would be that's the port that when you look at Venice and you have Trieste, I'm doing it on my side, but anyway, it's just it's east of Venice as you look at that map. But so that's a really nice place to see for that. We still see a lot of Santorini and Mykonos. So for the people that were worried that Santorini was going to fall off of itineraries, nope, lots of Santorini and Mykonos on those itineraries. And really, it's important to think about what you really want to see and then book your cruise that way, because there are lots of different itineraries and they cover the East and Western Mediterranean really well. Next up, 3 Northern Light sailings. 3. Historically, Princesses only did 1, so they're going to do 2 in March of 2027 and 1 in October of 2027. I am really thinking about doing that again, and the thing I love about it, instead of having, at least on what I can see, instead of having an overnight in Alta, they're going to have an overnight in Tromsø. And you know what? I like that even better, because when we went on our Northern Lights cruise, we saw the Northern Lights the very best there in Tromsø. And then it was also off the Lofoten Islands that night that we saw it really well. So not quite far north as Alta, but absolutely splendid. And it has Trondheim. Our itinerary had Stavanger on it, and then we had to miss Stavanger, so we got to go to Trondheim instead. Trondheim is always better than Stavanger. There is so much to see in both places, but even more to see in Trondheim than there is in Stavanger. Trondheim is one of my favorite cities in Norway. Very, very walkable. So much to see. So you can always book an excursion there if you want, but you can also walk and see everything. So that's what I love about there. They are also mixing things up with Scandinavia. We're seeing a lot more ports, seeing some ports repeated on some different itineraries that we would maybe usually see once a season. We're seeing those a little bit more. And then the Transatlantics. Okay, love the Transatlantics because they are actually giving... They are really specializing how they're going to do it. For their grand adventures and their passages, they've got a Western Europe passage that they visit more of Western Europe. They've also got a Spanish passage, gives you more of Spain, a Northern Europe passage, Western Mediterranean passage, Moroccan passage. So they really break down a lot of these regions and do the transatlantic in association with what you really want to see. There's also a Canary Island and Moroccan passage. We've got a Spain and Portugal passage and a British Isles and Canadian passage. And here's a really cool one. Are you ready for this? They're going to have a South American passage, and the Majestic Princess, who we know that she is going to be doing those Antarctica cruises in January of 2027, she is going to be going from Southampton over to Montevideo, ending up in Buenos Aires with an overnight. That is what she is going to be doing at the end of the European season. So of course that begs what's going to happen next for the 27-28 season season for South America and Antarctica. It's all just so very exciting. So if you have been wanting to go to Europe, number one, our groups are wonderful to go with. Would love to have you join us. If you want help picking the perfect itinerary for what it is that you want to see and then knowing what to do when you get there, I'm a great person to help you. I would be delighted to do that. I feel like I need to say a little bit more that I am a travel agent. I have received some offers lately to do videos for travel agencies to try to have people book with them. And so it makes me aware that perhaps people don't know I am a travel agent. And I absolutely love what I do. I love to talk to people and try to help them know how to see what it is that they want to see and how to navigate everything when they're on their cruise and on their trip. So just wanted to put that out there. But I am really excited about Europe 2027. So in the comments, drop down, let me know if you've been to Europe, if you want to go to Europe, if you're planning Europe for 26, if you're going even in 2025, because the season is just opening really basically over there right now for 25. Let us know about 26 and on to 27. It's just really remarkable. And to me, the exciting thing about it is you can have been before and seen places, but you can always go somewhere new. And often when you return to places that you have been before, either things have changed or it gives you the opportunity to go see things you hadn't seen before. And sometimes a place is just so special that you need to go stand in that place again and soak it up a little bit more. So I'm really thrilled with these itineraries. Okay, I told you that we were going to talk about water bottles being delivered to cabins. So I noticed in looking over Facebook the last couple of days that people were posting on the Sky Princess with the exact same clip from a little crew chat talking about the fact that some people had said when they got on board the ship that there were automatically 8 bottles of water in their cabin if they had the Plus or Premier package. And it was so that the crew didn't have to worry about that on turnaround days to try to be delivering water to people. And so that's what's going on the Sky Princess. It's not a company-wide policy or anything like that, but I wanted to get your feedback from other cruise ships. So if you happen to be sailing on another Princess ship, or let us know what is going on other cruise lines as well as far as water bottles go, I know we've got one of our Let's Go family members, Mead. He is on the Enchanted Princess, and he has reported they are not doing that on the Enchanted Princess. And so we really don't know if them delivering the water bottles on the Sky Princess is going to become a regular thing, or if they just anticipated a crazy day and they decided to do it for this one sailing. So we don't really know, but I just felt like I have seen it on Facebook so much, including on our Facebook page, that I would bring it up, give you all a little bit of context for it, and ask you all to report in and let us know how it's going on the ship that you're on. Next up, you know what? The Grand Princess, I reported to you several times about all of the issues they were having on that magnificent 17-day sailing to Alaska. Well, she is now on her third sailing, I want to say third or fourth sailing of the season. Still having toilet problems, especially on deck 10. Toilet's not working. Remarkable. So I wanted to let you know about that, and I'm telling you deck 10 because a Let's Go family member is experiencing it right now, and let me know it is deck 10 that is having a lot of trouble. I don't know if other decks are having trouble, but let us know how things are going if you're on the Grand Princess right now. Heads up if you're going to be going. I hope they get that fixed soon, and but just felt like I ought to let you know what's going on. And then because we are talking about Europe, I wanted to tell you about Mount Etna. So Mount Etna there in Italy is erupting again, and Mount Etna often erupts. The really cool thing about that is you can go, when you're there in Sicily, you can go on excursions that will take you to Mount Etna, believe it or not, and depending on how much you want to walk, it really depends on how close you're going to get to that volcano. But when she started erupting yesterday, and usually there is some ash and steam spewing from that volcano, often when you sail by it at night you can see that the lava rolling down the side there, lighting up the sky, but started erupting a little bit more. The geologists and volcanologists studying it think, they can't see, but what their infrared is telling them is they think part of the crater collapsed, and that is what happened. But when it started erupting yesterday at 1 p.m., it set a lot of tourists running because it was such a surprise and because it was such an eruption. So as of right now, the officials are warning everyone to stay away from there right now. So let me know if you happen to have booked one of those excursions when you're in Sicily this summer, if you get to go, if they make any changes to it, I kind of have a feeling that it will die down and then they'll start taking tourists again, because it is quite common that they have the eruptions and explosions there on that volcano. Have I ever been brave enough to go there? No. I am very risk averse. So every time we are in Sicily, I really enjoy Messina. I love Taormina, and that's what I do with our time there. They're wonderful places to go soak up the essence of Sicily, enjoy some of that wonderful food, and just sit there and enjoy. And so, and there's so much to see as well. You'll walk around and see the gardens, you see the shops, you see the people in action, and it's such a special place to be. But let me know what you're going to do when you're going to go to Sicily, and it's just really exciting. So thanks for joining me today. I've got a lot more to tell you about this week. These were the most important things today because I want you to be ready for tomorrow. And just a quick note, we are not going to be able to do our live this evening, but we're going to try to do it Friday night. So keep an eye on Facebook, and I will put it in a video as well, but look for us hopefully on Friday evening. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.